Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
And we are back with our inner guidance communication coach and friend, Monica Levin, joining us here live today on Zoom and on the podcast. That's monicalevin.com. How are you doing today?
I'm fantastic. And
Great.
you, what's the most fun thing you did in this last week?
Oh my gosh, it has to be. Well, when I think of fun, I got to think of my kids, and we did ice skating last week. So yeah, that was fun.
Oh, fantastic. Ice skating in April. Perfect.
Yes. What about you?
Well, dancing is usually what I head toward. So I asked you that question just to point out to our listeners that often in order to get someone's attention or to build a relationship, rather than just saying, how are you? It's good to ask a question that elicits positive emotions in the other person. So I wanted you to think of something positive. So I said, what's the most fun thing you did this last week?
Yeah.
Right? Because then it produces hormones in the
Happiness
body.
and
Happiness.
you're right.
Yes. And
Yes.
the subconscious mind says, wow, I'm really happy. It made me really happy to hang out with Monica. And
thank you.
Right? So then you end up your brain thinks that, and then you think, oh, that Monica or that Jill's really cool.
I get it. Thank you. That's so cool. Wow. And for those that don't know Monica, let's find out what the funnest thing is she did all week, and tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
I am an inner guidance communication coach, and some people don't even know what that means.
Yeah, tell us.
I help people connect to the part of them that has access to all knowledge, meaning that we are not just physical beings, we are infinite, eternal, omnipresent beings. And so I have access to the part of me that knows everything. So I call it my divine mind. It can also be called my angels, my spirit guides, Jesus, God, whatever word has meaning to you. In my book, The Body Soul Bridge, I call it divine mind. And when I tune into my divine mind, I can get information, whether it's about health, what I should eat or not eat, supplements, what I should take or not take, about my work. For example, when I was working in sales for a few years, I worked for a company that sold colorants, dyes and pigments.
Mm-hmm.
And my biggest customer used to buy some pigment dispersions. And I woke up one day and I'm meditating and I hear in my head, call Bob, he needs yellow. So I think to myself, what am I going to do? So I call Bob and I say, what am I going to say? I was meditating. I got the message from your angels that you need yellow. No, I didn't say that at work, but I did say, I had this strange dream. I said, I had this dream that you needed yellow. So he starts to laugh at me. He goes, Monica, we don't need yellow. We have no orders for yellow. I don't need any yellow.
Wow.
And I said, listen, if you get an order for yellow this week, just know that I predicted it. He called me 2 days later and said, I don't know, I need yellow. So we sent him some yellow. Well, 2 weeks later, I wake up, I'm meditating and I hear, call Bob, he needs red. I think, okay, how am I going to explain this? I call Bob. Bob, I get this feeling you might need some red. And he's laughing at me. He goes, sure. But now he's paying attention. Mm-hmm. He says, I have five containers of red out in the plant. I said, can you do me a favor and just go count them? So he went to count them. And sure enough, he comes back. He calls me back. He says, I don't know what happened to our inventory. We only have 2 containers. I need red. And then a month later, I get this email from him and it said, Monica, send me some green before you dream about it.
Amazing. So are we an intuitive empath as well? Part of your work is intuitive?
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Is I teach people how to become their own psychics, how to improve their intuition, and not just improve their intuition. I would say that a lot of us are very intuitive. For example, Jill, you're very intuitive, but we have our human minds that counteracts it. You know, we talk ourselves out of it. Oh no, I made that up in my head. And I teach a method in which I help you get a yes and a no answer so that you can check your intuition. I lead people through meditation to clean your energy fields, and then how to get a yes and a no from your divine mind. That is available for free on my website, monicalevin.com. If you go to the online on-demand courses page, the meditation is there for anybody to access. But once you are connected, what was I going to say?
Well, okay. Yeah,
So,
what were you saying? See,
what
I'm
was
not that
I saying?
intuitive because I don't know what you were going to say.
I'm just like blah blah blah. My intuition was talking, and then my human mind got in the way.
Yeah.
So I teach people how to get a yes and a no answer, so that when you get an intuitive feeling, you pause and you can ask your divine mind, "Are you saying blah 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 blah?" And you'll get a yes or a no. And we have an intuitive center in the top of the chest. So have you ever walked around in the day and just kind of felt like something hit you there, and you think, gosh, am I anxious? What's that feeling in the top of my chest? It's like, like it makes you gasp.
Mm-hmm.
And some people say, oh, I don't know what was happening. I was walking around, all of a sudden I got this feeling of anxiety. And I said, well, that's probably a message coming in from your divine mind, your angels, your guides, because we have an intuitive center at the top of the chest. And we misinterpret messages coming in as anxiety. So what happens is, if you're going through the day and you're not really paying attention to your intuition, not paying attention to your gut instincts, not paying attention to your divine mind or your angels, and there's a message coming in for you, then you will get that pressure in the top of the chest.
Wow.
And when you feel that, you pause and say, is there something you want to tell me at this time? And your divine mind will probably give you a message.
Amazing. And you also have quite a few books.
I do. I have one called The Body Soul Bridge. All my books are available on Amazon because we can self-publish all the time.
That's awesome.
The Body Soul Bridge teaches the method. And there's a password protected page on a website. And the password is in the book, because not everybody learns by reading. So there are videos for each chapter to help you learn the skills.
That is so helpful. That is so helpful. Yep.
Yeah. And I teach you how to ask questions. It's like playing the game 20 questions. Did you ever play that when you were a kid?
Yes.
Yeah. Right. When one person thinks of something and the other person has to guess it by asking questions. Is it animal, vegetable, mineral? And we can do that with our divine minds. Once you get a yes and a no, you can ask questions that you know have a yes or a no answer. For example, if I have high cholesterol, now I'm going to say I'm not a doctor. I don't prescribe and diagnose. I am a holistic nutritionist. But as we ask our divine minds, you could say, is there something you tell me to do to help me with this symptom at this time? And you might get a yes answer. Then you say, what's the first thing you tell me to do? And you ask a question like, do you tell me to change my diet? And you might get a yes. Do you tell me to meditate? No. Whatever. So you can ask questions to get an idea of the direction in which to head. So the coaching that I do is I help my clients learn how to ask questions to get the information they need so that they can feel happier, healthier, more connected, calmer. Yes.
And I'm not intuitive, but I did happen to see those Oracle card books in your hand.
We pulled a card last week. So I think we should pull another one. I created 4 Oracle card guidebooks.
Wow.
And plus I don't even know how many decks of other creators cards, like tarot cards, angel cards, fairy cards.
And for those maybe new to this, they're saying, what is an Oracle card? What do you mean? What are these guidebooks about? Can you explain a little bit further what they are and then the difference in them? And then, yes, I would love to pull another card. Cool.
Thank you. Thank you. And what happens is that if I'm sitting and meditating and I have a question that I want to know the answer to, and I am not practiced enough. I mean, even after 20 years, I can't always intuit what my divine mind wants to tell me, or my human mind is resisting. So instead, I'll pull a card, because then I'm not emotionally attached to what card I'm pulling, right? So if you have a whole bunch of cards and you're pulling a card, I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I can let my intuition do all the work. So I let my intuition choose a card and I look up the meaning to get the answer to whatever question I'm asking. And I created 4 Oracle card guidebooks that you use with any regular poker card deck. I created one for affirmations, because as we say different affirmations, we embed that positive thought into our subconscious minds. I created one called balance to help you keep balanced in all areas of your life. One, health, focused on health. And the last one is called discovery, as we discover more about ourselves. And this one is really about body language, because I'm also a body language trainer. That's what I do in companies. For individuals, I mainly do the intuition training, and my clients come from all over the world, because as long as you speak English, we're good. My French, Italian, and Spanish are minimal. So I conduct my sessions in English. And now whoever's listening to this, whether it's live or later and listening to the recording, we're all here together for a reason. There's no mistake that we're here, that you are here.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to have you, on behalf of the audience, choose a card. But first, let's see which book. We have the orange one, the green one, purple, and blue.
I'm going orange today.
Orange. And do you have if you don't have a poker card deck near you, why don't you just tell me heart?
I actually do.
You do? Okay, good. You came prepared.
What are the chances of this? Okay, so I just pick a random card.
Well, whichever one your intuition tells you to choose.
Do I have to tell you or no?
Well, I'm going to look it up for you. So you are going to have to tell
what
me.
Is this?
Ace of Clubs. So the Ace of Clubs in the book.
That's so weird. That's so crazy.
In the book, on one side, it has the meaning of the card, and on the other side, there's an image. And this one is about hand gestures. And it says people who use hand gestures that are perceived to be charismatic. There's a great unconscious that's a great unconscious bias to be aware of. Practice using gestures to be expressive while keeping them in the strike zone from your shoulders down to your ribs and just on either side of your body. Okay, use gestures to demonstrate your verbal ideas and concepts. And that's because 60 to 93% of our communication is nonverbal.
Yeah.
Whether we are in person or on video chat, it doesn't matter, because the unconscious mind is the one that's in charge of interpreting nonverbal communication. And the unconscious mind can't tell the difference if you and I are in person, if we're on video chat, or if we happen to be, if I'm just imagining you in front of me. So when you're on video chat, you tilt your screen so the top of your head is at the top of the screen.
Okay.
And the bottom of the screen is around the bottom of your ribs. That way, when you gesture, people can see your hands.
So I got to back up more. Okay.
Yeah, you back up a little bit more, and then you use gestures. So for example, if I'm talking about my dancing, I've been dancing for more than 2 decades. And so I hold up 2 fingers just to demonstrate. So we're talking to your whole mind, talking to the part that interprets nonverbal and the part that interprets verbal. That way you become more charismatic. People remember you more because you're using gestures to talk about your concepts. So there we go. That was the first card we pulled today.
Okay. I'm backing up now. A little too close today.
Now, if anybody happens to be on the live call and wants to call in for a card, I'm happy to.
Please do. And we'll open the line 631-317-1291. 631-317-1291. Please call and ask to pull a card. That'd be great. In the meantime, what else do you want to share about you and your service?
Let's see, what else do I want to share? Just that people that come to me always feel calmer, and we are in a time of great instability on the planet. Everyone's trying to find their way in this new energy, I'll say. I'm not going to even say new situation, talking about the physical, because everything that's in our world is actually a reflection of what's going on the inside. This is a time of great awakening. And as we awaken to who we really are, which is love, we are, each and every one of us, connected through God or love, that we're trying to figure out who we are. And the pandemic has intensified this. And it's probably, I would say that the pandemic is actually a reflection of what's going on the inside worldwide with everybody on the planet. Here we are, we're trying to figure out, who am I? Do I believe this because it's really true for me?
Yeah.
Or do I believe this because society says I should? My family says I should, or my ancestry has it.
Mm-hmm.
For example, do I really believe and
we have
feel that I
call
should be
coming in? Excuse me.
Great.
Hi, welcome to the show. You're live on the line with Monica. What's your name?
Hi, this is Mariah.
Hi, Mariah. Would you like a card pulled today? Is that why you're calling?
Yes,
or if you have a question? I knew it.
So now, Mariah, you get to choose which book. You let your intuition guide you. Do you want the orange book, green, purple, or blue?
Blue.
Blue. Now, the blue book is for affirmations. And what card do you want? Is it going to be a heart, a diamond, a spade, or a club?
Spade.
Spade. And the spade, here we go. I'm turning to the spades. Ace through king. Which one? Ace, 2, 3, 4, etc.
Ace.
Ace. Oh, I love this one. This is great for all of us. This one says, everything I touch prospers and succeeds. Everything I touch prospers and succeeds.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to lead you through a process, Mariah, and everybody else can follow through. Because even if we say the affirmation over and over again, part of us sometimes doesn't believe it. And so we unconsciously block that from being true. But we really want everything that I touch to prosper and succeed. So I'm going to lead you through the process of asking God or infinite becoming to remove all the blocks for us. Okay, so just close your eyes if you're not driving. Close your eyes and relax. You're not driving? Okay. And let's all do this together. The statement is, everything I touch prospers and succeeds. And so we say, infinite becoming, please locate and remove all blocks and impediments that are stopping the statement from being true from my body, my energy field, and unconscious mind in this lifetime and all lifetimes in all directions of time and space. And so it is. And now take a few deep breaths, relax. As I say the statement, everything I touch prospers and succeeds. Everything I touch prospers and succeeds. Everything I touch prospers and succeeds. And take a deep breath and open your eyes. How are you feeling, Mariah?
Good.
Good. And so that's an affirmation for you now that, you know, infinite becoming is removing all the blocks from it. So you can make that true for yourself. Write that affirmation down. Everything I touch prospers and succeeds. Put it right by your sink. So when you're doing dishes, you say it to yourself. Put it on your mirror in your bathroom so that when you're brushing your teeth, you say it to yourself in your head. Everything I touch prospers and succeeds. Write it out and put it on the dashboard of your car. You get in the car, first thing you do is you look at the affirmation, and just before you start the car, you say, everything I touch prospers and succeeds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Mariah. Thank you so much for calling in.
Have a great day. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. Thank you for the call. 631-317-1291. If you have any questions, Monica Levin is pulling cards. Awesome. What else? I forgot what we were saying before the person called in.
Me too. I guess it wasn't important. Mariah called it the perfect time.
Right? I know.
Everything is in divine right timing. And so whatever comes up in the session is meant for everybody that's listening, whether it's live or on the recorded version. And everything I touch prospers and succeeds is good for all of us at all times. I think we were talking about changing our mindset. So it was perfect that Mariah pulled a card from the affirmation book, because as we're trying to decide what's true for me and what's not true for me, you know, old ideas are falling away. And so every one of us on the planet is doing that. An old idea is, I have to work hard for money. Is that really true?
Yeah.
We can change our minds about it.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's a belief that we inherited.
Yeah.
Or the belief that I always have to work 40 hours a week. that's what society expects.
Yeah.
Well, let's change that. We've noticed that that's not even true. Or I have to drive to work every day. In these last 2 years, a lot of people have had their worlds turned upside down. They're working from home if they're working. If they're not working, they say, wow, I can't believe before I had to take care of my home, do all the shopping, take care of the children, and work 40 hours a week. How did I do it? We can't do that anymore. We have to take care of ourselves. We have to make ourselves a priority. And so how do we do that?
Mm-hmm.
And a great way is to be more in touch with ourselves, which is the part of us that knows what we need, whether we admit it or not. And that's connecting to our divine minds, our intuition. And that's what I help my clients do. And if people want to know more about my services, they can go to my website, monicalevin.com. And on the contact page, you can schedule a free 15-minute consultation with me. Just select a time, and then we will Zoom, get to know each other, and you can see if I'm the right person for you to work with or not.
Perfect. Beautiful. And we still have time left, but monicalevin.com. It's MONICALEVIN. And then 631-317-1291 is the number. If you have any questions or want a card reading, could you tell us about some of the clients you're helping and some things that have happened for them?
Yes. Well, I don't usually reveal too much about clients, but I'll give you an example of a couple of examples of what's happened to me. Because I've been doing this for 20 years. And when I started, I was just practicing receiving my yeses and nos. And at the time, my kids, I were with my dad, with their dad for a day. And so I was meditating and I hear it's time to go adventuring. So I got in my van and I just followed where my intuition told me. Turn left, turn right, turn right, turn left.
Yeah.
I used to practice doing that. Then one day I was downtown Detroit, and I'm not from Michigan originally, so I got lost. And this was before cell phones, before navigation. And I was lost in a bad area of Detroit. I was not going to get out of the car and go up to a burnt out building and see if anyone was there. You know, can you tell me how to get to the highway? So I paused and I said to my angels, okay, you need to get me out of here. And I heard turn left, turn right, turn right, turn left. And bingo, I was at the highway. I go, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Wow.
I mean, that's a literal following my direction. Because our inner guidance is like a GPS or a PGS, personal guidance system, that it helps you navigate your life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so my clients, come to me and their divine minds want to work on different things. Sometimes it's how to regain their health. And then I help them get answers from their divine mind about what foods to eat or not to eat, as an example, or how much exercise to do or not to do, because your divine mind knows everything that you need. You can read 30 different books with 30 different suggestions on what diets you need. And how do you know what to follow? None of them are true for you because you are unique and your divine mind will tell you what you need or don't need.
Wow.
Sometimes my clients come and we work on affirmations, which is like what we did with Mariah. How do we change our minds about things? How do we allow ourselves to let go of old beliefs so that we can cement new beliefs in our bodies and energy fields so that we can attract what we desire in our lives? Also, I help my clients release trapped emotions. When we have had things happen in our lives, it's normal to feel emotions. It's absolutely expected, and we need to feel those emotions.
True.
Sometimes they get trapped or stuck. And then when it's trapped or stuck in your field, you will keep attracting certain situations. But once you release the trapped emotions, you don't need those situations to come to you any longer.
Wow.
So releasing trapped emotions, affirmations, health. I also teach people, my clients learn how to use this at work, just like I did when I was selling color in that example earlier in the show.
Yeah.
Or if I have piles of things to do or a list of things to do, I write my list, 20 things on the list.
Mm-hmm.
And then how do you know which one to do first? You use your intuition, right? You go down the list
and stop.
until Yes, exactly. You go down the list, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, do number 5 first.
Yeah.
And so then you know what to focus on. You know what is the most important thing without your ego getting in the way. Your divine mind guides you so that your ego isn't making judgments that are not correct.
Oh, thank you, Monica. Wow. All right. So we can get your books if you go to the website, monicalevin.com. Again, the title of your book is
The Body Soul Bridge, because our
Beautiful.
messages come from our divine mind through our body soul bridge. When you receive messages, you might get a feeling in your body that you have to interpret. Like if you ask a question, you might get a tingling in a toe. What does that mean to you? Toes are about the details of life, for example. Or if your right foot hurts, maybe you are stopping yourself from moving forward in life, right? So the body soul bridge is, you might get a feeling in your body, you might get a picture in your mind, you might get a thought pop in your head, you might smell something, taste something, hear something. Our messages come in through all of our senses. That's why I called it the Body Soul Bridge, and it's available on Amazon, as well as all of the Oracle card guidebooks.
Perfect. And there's 4 of them you could choose from.
Yes.
And I love the fact that you have the videos that go along with it to really help, because some people are visual learners, some are, right? There's all different ways of learning. It's like telepathy,
Absolutely.
right? You can hear better, see better, sense, feel, taste, touch. What is that? Clairvoyance.
Yes.
Clear.
Clear.
Your clairs.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Clairaudient, clairvoyant. I don't know what clear smelling is.
No, do I. Claire
Smelliant.
Yeah, perfect. Good one. All right. And in closing today, what would you like to leave for your listeners, hon?
Anytime anybody wants to get to know me, figure out if I'm the right practitioner for them, just go to monicalevin.com on the contact page and schedule a free 15-minute discovery call where we can discover more about each other and see if I can help you in your life journey. And it would be an honor. It's always an honor to accompany my clients for a short while on their spiritual journey.
Beautiful. Thank you for being here today, for guiding us and walking along the journey with you. Please reach out to our friend Monica Levin, and thank you for our caller. And looking forward to the next time we get to speak. Thank you. Have a great day.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.